were discussing about the news in which we saw that various news laws are made by Government of India in order to cater the retrospective taxation and taxation system that are again a part of the governance scheme. So the new tax law introduced by Government of India is Taxation Laws Amendment Act 2021. Remember this new law? In order to incur the retrospective tax, जो भी पहले के बकाए हुए कर रह जाते हैं उसे हम कहते हैं retrospective tax. We saw earlier that Vodafone was caught in a theft of 20,000 crore rupees of taxes. Then there was case of Cairn Energy, which was again shown in Issuing of Finance Act of 2012. Now, what is retrospective tax? India expertise that retrospective tax goes for the earlier tax evasion by any private company is passing any taxation rules, and that again leads for the reduction of the taxation that is to be paid by any private companies. That again makes a huge part of the development and paying of the taxes that are to be taken by various companies. So the removal of taxation anomalies under this retrospective tax is needed for the transactions and in order to cater the tax loopholes and bring transparency in the system. So जो भी टैक्स लॉज हैं उनमें ट्रांसपेरेंसी को बढ़ावा देने के लिए ये सारे नियम लगाए गए. Now what is Cairn Energy case? In 2008-2006, a part of internal cooperation restructuring, Cairn UK transferred share of Cairn India to Cairn India Holdings. Cairn Energy sold majority stake to Cairn India to Vedanta. Cairn Energy ने वेदांता को अपने शेयर्स बेच दिए, and that again leads to starting of the debate that what is the part of taxation that should be filled by Cairn Energy or what to be filled by the Vedanta Energy. So उसके बहुत सारे टैक्स जो थे वो फिल नहीं किए गए थे, and that was taken into the Supreme Court of India. So Supreme Court also tackled the decision and put forth the decision between Cairn Energy, which having 10,247 crores of retrospective taxation, and Cairn moved to the Global International Court of Justice ICJ में Cairn Energy चला गया, and arbitration court rules at the Permanent Court of Hague, that is India and Netherlands having permanent court of arbitration. So same issue was with the Vodafone case, in which Vodafone International Holding brought 67% stake to Hudson. Vodafone ने Hutch company को incur कर लिया with having 67% of their share, but the taxation which were not paid by Hudson was to be paid by the Vodafone, which Vodafone escaped to pay. Now that again goes for Bombay High Court. High Court ने फैसला लिया कि there are taxation that should be paid by the Vodafone itself under the Indian taxable laws of 1962 in IT Act. Vodafone ने क्या किया फिर? Vodafone went to Permanent Court of Arbitration at Hague, Netherlands, and that take a decision towards the BITA between India and Netherlands since 1995. So bilateral investment treaty के द्वारा नीदरलैंड ने जो भी टैक्सेस पे करने थे वोडाफोन के द्वारा उसे कम कर दिया, and the court also gave favor to the Vodafone which provided for fair and equitable treatment in provision to pay their taxes. Remember this all facts for your mains point of view. So what are the changes introduced by new Taxation Act? That amends section 9 of the IT Act 1961 के सेक्शन 9 को ये क्या कर रहा है? That leads to amendment in the section 9 and leading to the indirect transfer from Indian assets before 28th May 2012 on the fulfillment of condition. यानी कि ऐसे कंडीशन पे इंडियंस के जो भी एसेट्स फॉरेन होल्डिंग्स में पड़े हुए हैं and who are taken as bankrupt, insolvent और दिवालिये हो चुके हैं, their properties can be taken by the government of India directly. and withdrawal appeal, petition and arbitration. Refund of any amount paid in these cases without any interest under section 244A. कोई भी रिफंड के बिना ही ये प्रॉपर्टी गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा अंडरटेक कर ली जा सकती है. ऑफशोर ट्रांजैक्शन इन्वॉल्विंग इंडियन एसेट्स अंडर 28 मई 2012 आर स्टिल टैक्सेबल. 2012 के बाद जो भी चीज़ें भारतीयों के द्वारा विदेशों में ली गई हैं, देन गवर्नमेंट कैन चार्ज टैक्सेस ऑन दैट प्रॉपर्टीज अंडर नो रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्स एप्लीकेशन बाय द लॉ. Next point is private sector participation in railways. Now we see in currently news that RQF request for qualification of private sectors via PPP module to be done in 12 clusters and there is 150 original destinations. So हमने देखा था कैसे तेजस trains are brought, then there is Vande Bharat trains that are again part of private investment in the railways itself directly, which is first initiative by private investment for running passenger trains on Indian railways. तो हमने देखा था कि एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन प्राइवेट सेक्टर के द्वारा चलाई जा रही थी. नाउ वी सी दैट देयर आर वेरियस passenger trains that are also taken by the private holdings. There are 12 trains and estimated to roll out by 22-23. Thereafter 45 trains by 23 and 24, 50 trains by 25-26 and 44 trains in 26 and 27. तो इस प्रकार से स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट रेलवे का किया जा रहा है. फर्दर द प्राइवेट एंटिटी शैल बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर फाइनेंसिंग, procuring, operational and maintenance for the trains. It shall pay to Indian Railways fixed haulage charges, energy charges as per the actual consumption and share in the gross revenue determination. So gross revenue का जो भी शेयर इनकर्ड किया जाएगा उस प्राइवेट कंपनीज के द्वारा इन टर्निंग द पैसेंजर्स should be paid through a transparent bidding process. Train shall designate a maximum speed of 160 km per hour. 160 की स्पीड तक ये जा सकती हैं and faster than the fastest trains of Indian Railways by respective routes. MOR revised bids for private and public sector in 29 pairs of trains with around 40 modern tracks with investment of 72,000 crores of rupees. Further, need to private sector participation to increase the income driving growth and accounting of 40% of the total global share of rail activities. Railway broad activities, 5 crore international passengers could be accommodated during 2019 and 20, and 13.3% of travel concession to be provided by the private entities. To mobilize resources, Rakesh Mohan committee has noted that railway has fallen into vicious cycle of underinvestment, misallocation of resources and increasing indebtedness. So remember this committee, Rakesh Mohan committee. Which committee? Rakesh Mohan committee. Now, what are the measures taken by railways in order to develop the various programs to promote the palm oil? Palm oil के बारे में हम देखते हैं मित्रों. 1991-92 we have the National Palm Oil Development Program and Technology Mission for Oil Seeds and Pulses. palm oil की उत्पादकता और oil seeds यानी कि दलहन बीजों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए सरकार ने 1991 में टेक्नोलॉजी मिशन लाया and it propelled through Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Gujarat and Goa. In 1995, government pushed National Research Center in all palm, then West Godavari district and Andhra Pradesh and Directorate of Oil Palm Research. From 2004-5 onwards, scheme provided to 12 states an integrated scheme for oil seeds. 12 राज्यों में दलहन की फसलों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए इंटीग्रेटेड स्कीम लाई गई. In 2015, Union Government has 100% of FDI for the palm oil and oil seeds, coffee, cardamom, olive oil and rubber. इन सारों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए FDI लाया गया, which declares oil palm as plantation crop. so that private sector can attract it and can invest more in the development of oil palm sectors. Then next is National Mission on Oilseed and Oil Palm 2018-19 with National Food Security Mission. नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी मिशन में भी इसे शामिल कर लिया गया 2014 में. देन इन 2011-12 oil palm area expansion was done by government under UPA राष्ट्रीय कृषि विकास योजना. Remember these facts for your prelims and mains. Now what are the challenges to the domestic cultivators in terms of oil seeds and palm oil? Having a problem of geographical challenges. Their geographical position is not adequate and ideal. In Southeast Asia, which is having huge production of palm oil globally, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, then there is deforestation in tropical forest, like room for plantation crops, there is huge river cutting and deforestation activity in the areas which are again facing challenges of the palm oil cultivation. Then in January 2020, Indian Council for Forestry Research and Education has said that this declining rate of palm oil is leading to reduction and should be avoided by large scale impact rich areas including grassland without detailed studies. Oil palm tree require 200 to 300 liters of water per day. किसी भी palm oil को 200 से 300 लीटर पानी चाहिए रहता है, which again makes a huge water डेफिसिट प्लानिंग. तो वाटर डेफिसिट की भी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है. देन डिफरेंट कंजम्पशन पैटर्न, अलग अलग जगहों पे अलग प्रकार के कंजम्पशन पैटर्न देखने को मिलते हैं. एंड वी सी दैट सनफ्लावर ऑयल आर प्रिवेलेंट इन साउथ इंडिया, पीनट एंड कॉटन सीड ऑयल आर प्रिफर्ड इन गुजरात, एंड कोकोनट पीनट ऑयल आर प्रिफर्ड इन साउथ इंडिया, सोयाबीन ऑयल प्रिफर्ड इन सेंट्रल इंडिया. लॉन्ग जेस्टेशन पीरियड, यानी कि कोई भी दलहन फसलों को पकने के लिए बहुत ही समय लग जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑयल सीड, सनफ्लावर, सोयाबीन, कोकोनट ऑयल, वी सी दैट 5 to 6 months of period needed, and that again leads for 3 to 4 years for trees to start yielding these oil seeds. Then there is small farm holdings. बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे जो खेतीदार लोग हैं, स्मॉल फार्मर्स हैं, वो भी काम कर रहे हैं इनके लिए. एंड लेस दैन 2 hectares ऑफ लैंड. दैट अगेन अ चैलेंजिंग प्रॉब्लम फॉर द प्लांटेशन वर्कर्स एंड प्लांटेशन डूअर्स in the economy of India. So we see that such sections of economy create a problem in celebration of and distribution of palm oil as well as consumption pattern. Now, initiative for sustainable palm oil production. Government of India has taken various initiatives such as Round Table on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO), and is a non-profit international membership organization that united the palm oil industry and that takes part in the establishment of 2004 to sustainable palm oil and helps implement global standard for sustainable palm oil. Second is the green palm oil development. There is a certification program by Government of India which takes into development of green palm oil by wide range, and it certificates to RSPO to palm oil in sustainable manner. Then third is Sustainable Palm Oil Coalition in 2012 by lobbying with government initiative encouraging import of sustainable palm oil cultivation. Now, status of livestock sector in India we will discuss in the next class. So, I believe that you have doing quite well and studies having the knowledge of current affair for your UPSC and other examinations. Hoping best for your prelims as well as mains examination. Thank you and have a nice day.